Welcome to Paris, France and Fat Tire Tours. The first half of the video will be the actual video of us on the tour, just to kind of outline what the expectations are for the tour and what it looks like. The second half of the video will be a review of the tour. Now, if you have any questions, pop them in the comment section. I'll get to them. Also, I just want to say thanks for coming back to my channel. I hope you enjoy the video. So we're back from the tour. We just want to go over a few things, just a little bit of a debrief here. So that was Fat Tire Tours, and it was a day bike ride. We just kind of want to do a little summation, just so we have some ideas here, just to give you a little bit of advice. So I would say number one, they started on time. We were supposed to start at 10 o'clock. We were gone at 10. They were prepping, they were getting the bikes ready. They were pumping up all the tires, making sure the seats were high enough. People were taking care of us. So number one, that was awesome. Number two, I'm just going to say we started on time and they kept the group the best they could to make us safe. We had kind of a real mix of some older and some younger people, and everybody had a great time. I would also say the gear was good. It's not like our bikes were breaking down. Like the chains were good. It's not like we were missing spokes. It's not like the gears weren't changing. They were sturdy and they were good. It's good quality bikes.
Good brakes.
Yeah, and the brakes work too. So the next thing I would say is that it seems like it's a pretty tightly kind of really well-run company. They had a bunch of groups going out. They were giving directions. They were telling us what the expectations were. People were just showing up, and they were all working together. You could tell there was a real family there, and they were really working together. Next thing I want to say is our instructor spoke great English. He was very articulate. He was very informative. And we went to each of these kind of places that we stopped at, and he gave us great information on each of them. Like I said, if there were any questions, he knew the answers. So if you were a real history buff, we had Nick today. Nick was awesome. He's a history buff too. If you have any questions, ask Nick.
And funny as well.
Yeah, and so I would also say it took roughly 3 hours for us to do. We stopped off. We had a selection. You're probably going to see the menu that we had, and you can just see what we had. I had a croque monsieur.
And I had the galette poulet. So.
And pretty good prices. And it was a good break. We could sit in the park there. Beautiful locations. And here's the one thing. Everything was very, very positive. Our group really enjoyed Nick. Like, it was awesome. The other thing I would probably say, that the advice I heard today was to do this tour earlier on in your time in Paris. Like, if you're doing it after 4 or 5 days, I would suggest you do it earlier on, maybe on even the first day. You get 3 hours, you see the main highlights, you get the background history, and if you want to go back and revisit them, you can. But I just think that my only piece of advice regarding this tour is to do it early, first or second day. Get in and really get a background of Paris. You also get to know the lay of the land, and when you think about it, the price was 30 or 34 euros. And you think that if you had to get on the metro to go to these 7 places, the metro is almost 2 euros right now. You're looking at 14 euros. You also have somebody that's doing all the thinking for you. All you're doing is following. They're providing you with a bike. They're providing you with Nick, who's got 19 years of information. I think it bang for your buck. I'm going to say this is a good deal too. So the last thing I would want to say is, some people will say, well, I don't want to ride a bike, or how hard is it? You know, if I had to talk about it, and if I said 0 is sleeping and 10 is doing the Tour de France, I would probably put the effort level for this place around 3, maybe 4. What about you?
Yeah, I would say that it was just easy. Nick indicated to use it on gear number 2. And he set expectations when we were going on an incline. He said maybe turn it to 1. So everybody was able to keep up with that, and we felt safe. Nobody felt like they were out of their comfort level. So yeah, it's easily done.
Yeah, and we had a lot of retirees with us. We had some older people, and they had no problem. Now, there's a 3-gear bike, and it's mostly flat terrain. So it's not like you're going up and down and you've got a 10 speed and you've got 2 sprockets and you're trying to kind of manage all that. It's either gear 1, 2, or 3. I was in 2 the whole time. I did not have to think about gears. So we are back. We got back when we said we were going to get back. We left when we said we were going to leave. And I would just say, from the bottom up, great company.
Yeah, and we met so many great people from all over the world. And they check out their website, because they have so many different tours, not only in Paris, France, but in other countries like Spain, in the US, in Washington, DC, and other areas. So check out their website, and highly recommend it. And a big thanks to Fat Tire Tours for this opportunity for us to partner with them.
Thank you, Fat Tire.
Thank you.
Au revoir.
Merci beaucoup.